we're going to ask ourselves a slightly different question now. Can technology itself, the technical bits of the information system, drive change? A commercial off-the-shelf package that embodies business best practice might be a very powerful way to bring about positive change in the organization. And many organizations do adopt to some degree this approach. We need to be better in some part of our business, so let's go and find a business package, maybe an enterprise package or a module of an enterprise package that we can pick up and use and build our new, better way of doing it around the functions that that particular piece of software offers. But is that enough? Could we sort of relax and say we've bought the best piece of software there is on the market and therefore we're going to be doing it the best way? Probably, I would suggest not. Software with a canned routine is probably not enough. And probably we need to think a bit more socio-technically, back to that socio-technical idea, about whether what we need or are capable of doing is going to be achievable using any particular software package. So obviously a big multinational has many more resources than a small family-owned business. They probably need different solutions, different information systems. What can work in one probably can't work in the other, and that's probably very much to do with the particular contexts. It's quite common to see in one particular industry that one company that gets on very well, perhaps with new kinds of systems, is followed by a similar company that just can't do it as well. It's right for one and not right for the other. So it's not all about standardizing. It's about fitting systems into the organizations themselves, their culture, and so on, the socio-technical idea. Okay, that's what we wanted to introduce to you in this part of the revision. You should certainly do some reading around these themes. I would suggest chapter 5 and 6 in the subject guide, which all discuss or reflect on information systems in organizations and provide links and basic material for you. But also read in Loudon and Loudon the recommended text. Chapters 3 and 9 are the suggestions here. 3 is about information systems in organizations in general, and 9 is about enterprise systems. Of course, in that book there are other chapters that have some relevant material, but I think if you focus your revision on the chapter 3 and the chapter 9 and some discussion of what's said there, that will serve you pretty well. We've also got an additional activity here. The suggestion is that you watch a YouTube video, and the video it's made commercially, so it's a bit of marketing, so you've always got to be careful watching those kinds of resources. And this is made for about the use of the enterprise package SAP in Ford Motor Company to manage their spare parts business. It's not the whole of Ford Motor Company, but it's a big multinational part of them, as spares are manufactured, dispatched around Europe and then around the world. As you watch the video, it's quite short, try and make a note of all the benefits of using the SAP software that the speakers identify and all the references they make to the enterprise-wide perspective. There's quite a few in there, and I think you'll get the idea of why it's a marketing video. They are sort of talking up the use of this commercial software in the context of Ford and contrasting it with their own previous in-house developed system. There's a question for the moderated forum too. As you'll see, it's elaborated a little bit to give anybody and everybody an opportunity to come in with a particular point of view. That's what makes a good forum question. What we're asking you is to contrast an approach to applying technology, information technology in organizations, to contrast the approach which looks for automation opportunities, things we can program and get the machine to do and do very fast and very efficiently, and the alternative, which is the opportunity to start with people and build systems that can help them do their jobs better. And we call this informate, automate, informate. Automate, rules, informate, provide information to people. That word, it's a funny word. It was dreamt up by a Harvard professor some years ago when making this sort of trade-off, or wanting to discuss it, automation and information. And then it asks you, can you suggest when one approach may be better than the other? Because there may be occasions we want to automate, there may be occasions we better to start with the idea of informate, and let's see if we can find the situations where the one or the other approach might be better. I've already suggested that we can automate the job of a pilot on a passenger plane, but we choose not to, and we choose not to for some reasons. We've got a sample exam questions too, which I leave you to read in your own time, and just noting that the first question, sorry, I'm going to go back here. The first question is sort of more descriptive, and then of the general concept, and then explain the purposes of a very particular type of system. The second question asks you to write a report for a senior manager to explain why, ... When it comes to exam technique, the way you'd approach these two questions needs to be a little bit different. Write a report, you're talking to somebody and you're trying to convey information to them, a particular person, and information about a particular situation. In the first question, you're trying to be a bit more the academic, and you'll be trying a bit more to give an academic kind of answer rather than a business manager's that I've got 10 minutes and I need to read your report and take it away. So think of that when you work on the example questions, and try and make sure your answers are a bit different in style along the way. Okay, thank you very much. That's all we have in this session. Bye-bye.